Hello, my friends. How are you? I hope that you're all doing very well. Last month, I forgot. It's not that I forgot. I didn't have time to do the video for this month. So I'm going to do a video for November now for the United States, and I'm also going to do a video for the elections, even if there are already 100 million videos about it, but just out of curiosity. So this one is going to be about the month of November, and then I will do another one and I will post it also on a different day for the elections that are coming for the Senate, for Congress. So, for the representatives. So, for those of you who are new to my channel, the way in which I do these readings for the month is I am going to select 12 positions. Each position is going to represent an aspect of our lives, like jobs, the economy, housing market, the stock exchange, government, etc. And I'm going to place a card. I'm going to explain the meaning of the card and also explain the meaning of the position so that you can see where I get my meanings from. And one of the ways that I do readings is I use reversals. That means that whether a card is in this position or in this position, reversed, it will change the meaning. This is not a new concept. If you read the oldest book that we have about tarot from Waite, a French writer, that one already used meanings, reverse meanings, as different meanings from the upright meanings, okay? So that's what I do. And I'm going to use this tarot deck that is the Radiant Waite, which is a version of the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. It's basically the same thing but with a different coloring. And then for clarifications, if needed, I'm going to use the Hanson and these runes are the Futhark runes. So I may not need them, so I'll see if I need them or not. So while I'm shuffling, I'm going to speed up the video so that you don't waste time while seeing me turning and shuffling the cards. Okay, we have the cards here, and I'm going to start with the first one. In this position, we are going to see what other countries think about the United States during this coming month of November 2022. And we have the King of Cups. Kings are action. They put into action the things that the queens plan. So he's putting into action the things that she's planning. And he's the King of Cups, so it has to deal with, this card deals with emotions, with feelings. So there's like an accomplishment of things that are supposed to be good for people. Like, this cup is bringing peace because it's upright. If it was reversed, then it would be bad emotions, but when it's in its upright position, is bringing peace, is bringing harmony. So they're gonna see this month as a month in which there is some type of reconciliation, and a month in which the United States is trying to bring peace. Okay? Hopefully, I hope this is true, that I'm not wrong. I can be wrong about many things. It wouldn't be the first time. I hope that I'm not wrong about this. That the impression that other countries will have about the United States this coming month is true. Oh, I hope so. Then the next card has to do with money, with the money of regular people, whether regular people are going to have money or not. I'm not talking about big corporations. I'm talking about regular people. That is like more than 99% of the population. Is more than 99%, 99.99999% of the population. This is the super rich. We'll see that. And this is a card of illusion and delusion. So it's the Seven of Cups. It's a card of wanting, but it's not a card of having. So the regular citizen is looking at many different things, is driven by emotions, and that means that the regular citizen is not going to have a clear view about their future economically. So there's not going to be, with this card, a change in the situation of a regular citizen. It's just hopes. People are going to have hopes, maybe because of the elections, They are going to vote for whatever it is that they believe in, and they will have a hope that whatever it is that they choose and wins brings their desires, makes whatever it is that they choose that brings what they want. So it's a card of wanting something. It's not a card of getting something. So no changes in the economy for regular people this coming month of November. This is the media. It's also public transportation. There is the Six of Wands. That is a card of victory that you've worked to accomplish. So media are going to feel that whatever effort they've put in manipulating the citizens has worked. It works. Okay. There's also going to be a message of victory, like whatever is that is going to happen is good for us. Okay, whatever it is that we're doing is very good. Like the government is doing good things and things are going very well for us. And we're the first country on earth, the most important country that has ever existed, blah, blah, blah. So it's a card of victory, of making people feel that the United States is the best. Okay. The following card has to do with the housing market. And we have the Tower, which is a very explicit card. This is a crumbling down of something that is destroyed, but this thing is destroying something that didn't have life. This card represents also Mars, so is destroying a system that was not working, that had foundations that were flawed, that were crumbling already. Okay, so the housing market, I have predicted that already. And my predictions, I think that they go hand by hand with the predictions of experts, which I'm not an expert in housing markets. But there is a crash here. There may be an increase in prices. Like, for example, in Spain, housing prices have been increasing, but that doesn't mean that that's good, because houses are already too expensive for regular people. The ones that are buying are big corporations. I mentioned in a previous video, for example, that just in a neighborhood close to where I live in the United States, a big corporation bought almost 1,000 houses, like 600 houses, not apartments, houses. And I don't live even in an area that is very populated. I don't live in New York City or LA. So that's a lot. Okay. And that's just one big corporation. There are many corporations buying houses and they are increasing the prices of houses a lot. There are more than 50 million houses unoccupied in the United States. And who has those houses? I mean, some people may have two houses, regular people, but for the most part, it's big corporations, and they can afford keeping those houses and not selling them until the market changes and becomes beneficial for them. And that is very bad for regular people, because they increase the price of the houses in your neighborhood. You may not have money to pay for taxes anymore if they increase the value of your house too much. And it makes access to housing very hard for younger people or people that are trying to buy a house for the first time. So it's not good that even if we are in a market in which a lot of things are selling, that doesn't mean that it's good. And we have the crumbling of this market. There's going to be something bad with this card. And I'm not laughing because I'm happy about it. Anything that is destruction is not good. Where am I going to feel that is good? But maybe eventually it will be for the best. Okay. Like sometimes when things crumble and we suffer the consequences of that, maybe we look at it from the future, 2 years in the future, and say, well, you know what? It was hard when it happened, but it was good that it happened because now I'm in a better situation. Okay. Hopefully that will be the case. Maybe not. Maybe it will just be distraction. But this is just a card of huge instability and bad things happening. The next card has to do with public education, and we have the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of wisdom. So I'm hoping that there is some type of law that is implemented to help with public education. Let's see. Give me a little bit more information. This is also the card of Virgo. Yes, there are some types of laws. I mean, these are an overgeneralization because every every state does whatever it is that they want to do with education, but maybe there is going to be some money fed into the system, and some law that is going to be passed, because these are pages. Pages bring news. This one brings money or resources, and this one brings laws because it sorts. But we have the high priestess in between. With high priestesses bring oppositions, like the white column, the black column. There is huge opposition. It represents the moon, and the moon brings and accentuates both good things and bad things, extremes. So there may be a lot of arguments coming to this, but it seems that there's going to be some money infused into the system and some laws that are going to benefit the public education system. I hope so, because it's not good that the United States is ridiculed all over the earth because of the lack of education, lack of knowledge of our citizens. It's not good. And that indicates how good, or how bad in this case, our system is. So hopefully if there's more investment on it and some laws that modify it a little bit, it will be better. Okay. So this is a card of wisdom. Hopefully it will be what happens, that there's some wise decisions taking place this coming month of November. The next card has to do with jobs. This is the economy of the regular people. This is the job market. And we have the Queen of Cups. See that in those positions, in those two positions, what we have is cups, which are desires, emotions. In this case, this cup is reversed. This is a Queen of Cups. The Queen's plan. If this was a company, they are the ones that plan, like create plans for the future, like what it is that has to be done according to the needs of the company. And then the kings will see the best way of implementing the plans that the queens make. But this one is reversed. So it's not very efficient at planning. If she plans stuff, it's not going to be very good. Like her mind is muddled and she doesn't know what she's doing, or she's doing things for the wrong purposes or driven by the wrong emotions. What does that mean for the job market? It's not going to change. There may be, I don't think that there's good planning happening right now. I don't think that the government or the governments of the different states are really doing anything to improve the job market. What I know from things that I've read on the news in the past is that the big corporations will benefit from having jobs be more scarce, so that they don't have to pay more money to the workers. So I think that there is an effort by the huge corporations happening so that jobs are more scarce. They don't offer good benefits or good money. Okay. And so this month is going to continue that trend. They're trying to force that nothing changes, that the government doesn't do anything about it, or that politicians do the opposite, that do things that in fact will damage the job market. Okay. So my prediction is that with this card, there is really not going to be much change, but it's on purpose. It's because of the lack of planning. Okay. So not much change. It's not instability. It's just, it will not change. It's just going to stay the same on purpose, not by coincidence, but on purpose, because the powers that be are invested in jobs not improving for regular people. The next card has to do with relationships with foreign countries. This is what other countries see about the United States, what their opinion is going to be about the United States. And this is relationships, like agreements with other countries. I'm surprised that I'm getting for the first time a good card. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that since Trump was the president, the image of the United States abroad has decreased tremendously. So we've been getting very bad cards here because there is lack of confidence from other countries in the United States. But with this card, with the Queen of Pentacles, there are plans to invest in the United States and to maybe redo the relationships that were broken by Trump, with European countries and with other countries. So people are beginning to think, because this is planning, this is not action. They're beginning to plan things related to resources and money with the United States. So maybe agreements that are going to be beneficial for both, maybe investing in the United States, because this is money, this is coins, pentacles, okay? So they're planning about investing in the United States. Plans. Let's see what happens in the future. In this month, at least, there is an intent to invest in the United States. They're rethinking their attitude in the past that was very hesitant to remake any type of agreement with the United States, and now they are trying to increase their investments in the United States, okay? Which is good, at least it's a plan. The next one has to do with the stock exchange, and we have Judgment. Judgment is a card of change. It's a major arcana. Major arcanas are the ones that have names, like this one that is Judgment. We have the minor arcana that are pentacles, swords, cups, and wands. And then the major arcana that have names like Judgment, like the Hermit, the Tower, okay? So they're the most important cards because they're very strong cards. They are destiny cards. It's things that is going to be hard to change. Minor arcana, you can change them. It's possible to change them. Major arcana is harder because these are tendencies, very strong tendencies that are going on. So Judgment is change, and it implies that there is going to be ups and downs in the stock exchange, huge ups and downs, because if it's upright, I think that eventually it's going to be for the better, okay? It's going to, that in spite of all the changes and the fluctuations in the markets, eventually when you look at the end of the month from other months in the future, they will see that it was a positive month in spite of all the instability. But it's a huge change, okay? There are going to be ups and downs very marked, these ups and downs. The next card has to do with immigration, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, this guy has been working to achieve, to get something. You know, he's been planting, and now he has these bushes that have flourished, and they have all these fruits that they're giving him, okay? Not everything is perfect, because look at this one didn't grow, but at least he worked to achieve something, and he did achieve. So he's contemplating his success. Not perfect success, but success. So there's going to be some advancement in things that have to do with immigration, and there may be even resources that are put into things that have to do with immigration, okay? Material things. It doesn't have to be money. It may be just action, like doing something that can help us deal with the immigration situation. Then we have in this position government, that is the Three of Swords. And the government is going to be in disappointment mode, but this card could be reversed. I mean, this card is reversed, so it means that they are getting over a little bit of the disappointment, but they're in disappointment mode. They're sad, okay? The next card has to do with social services, and we have the Two of Swords. In this card, you can see that this woman is trying to decide in between these two options. These are thoughts. Each sword is thoughts, okay? And she's blinded. She has something covering her eyes. So she has to decide in a fair way what is going to be her choice. In this position, it means that the government probably, or the different institutions that are in charge of social services, are trying to think about things that need to be done, about laws that have to be implemented or created. But there is no action, because in this situation, it's just thought, it's planning, okay, it's thinking. So not changes in this regard. And then in this position, I have two cards, because this is the position of bad weather, it's the position of natural disasters, okay? And because we are still with the COVID thing going on, I am going to get an extra card in this position for the COVID thing. So this card is the moon. The moon is a card that has to do with water because it symbolizes Pisces, which is a water sign. So it means that this coming month there may be natural disasters that have to do with too much rain, maybe hurricanes that bring too much water and flooding. And there's a small little river here, so probably this thing is going to flood. You know that the moon makes the tides go up. So this is probably indicating that there may be cases in which flooding is going to occur or too much rain that is going to cause disasters, okay? So that's going to be the main thing. That doesn't mean that there are not going to be other things going on because the United States is a huge country, but it's going to be like the most remarkable things like flooding, too much rain, things that have to do with that. And even if it's not a natural disaster, the moon has to do with obsessions, it's going to exalt extreme behaviors. So there may be also protests with people protesting and causing riots, okay, with this card, because it's going to accentuate and emphasize extreme emotions. Now with COVID, we have the Ace of Cups, which in this case, I think it's a good card because it's upright. It's in its upright position. And water has to do with shots, like, for example, injections, things that have to be injected because there is some liquid. And we know that there is a new version of the vaccine that you can take now, and that is adapted for the new versions, for the new varieties of the COVID virus. So I think that the implementation of this vaccine is also going to go smoothly with this Ace of Cups upright. Okay, at least it's going to have a good beginning. Then as a kind of summary for this reading, we have the Page of Cups. We got a lot of cups in this reading. So, I mean, it's telling me that there's going to be some type of reconciliation going on, that there's going to be some type of peacemaking going on. And that's good. I hope that that's what happens with the page. The pages bring news, in this case, news related to cups, that is emotions, and it can be reconciliation and agreements that bring peace. So hopefully that's true and that happens. What do we have in the cut? We have the Temperance card, which is a major arcana, and the Emperor card, which is also a major arcana. Again, Temperance, which has 2 cups there, is a card that indicates conversations. It also indicates probably reconciliation, okay, in this case, because there is water being moved in between these two cups. And then we have the Emperor that is ruling, but he's a good Emperor because he is upright in his upright position. So he's ruling in order to bring reconciliation, okay, and peace. So this is a pretty good reading. I mean, there are some bad things, but for the most part, it's pretty good. At least as far as emotions are concerned, people are going to be feeling better, like, with more hope. And I hope that I'm not wrong about that, since this reading is about hopes. I hope that it really happens. So I have to do a reading about the elections and see what's going to happen for the Senate and for the House of Representatives. And I will do that later. Probably I will post this today. Today is the 28th of October, October the 28th. So if you liked the way in which I do readings, thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to the channel if you want. And in any case, I hope that you are that you have very good health, that you have money, that you have a good job if you need it, a good house, and that everything goes well for you. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.